Hey, what's going on, everybody? Back here with a 2003 Toyota Camry. I'm going to do a brake flush on this system, on the front brakes at least today. So three things you're going to need. You're going to need brake fluid. Please check the top of your cap to check and see what kind of brake fluid it's going to use, either a .3 or probably a .4. I believe they're going towards kind of a .5 at this point as well. .4 you can use in a .3. .3 you cannot use in a .4. So anything that's old enough to take a .3, you can put .4 in it, but you cannot put the .3 in the newer vehicles. So find out what fluid you need. Another thing I use one of these. This sits here and it keeps the reservoir full as I'm bleeding out the system. And then I have this bleeder here, which is more or less just pulls the fluid through the lines. And then a wrench to open up your bleeder valve. Now, one thing I would recommend to do is to take a wrench or a socket with a ratchet, which would be better, and open up these bleeders before you use a wrench, okay? These are all 12 points mostly. They slip off real easy. Get a 6-point socket, break it free, and then once that's free, close it back up, put your hose on, your bleeder hose, right onto the top of that. Then you're going to want to open up this valve here, and then you want to open up the bleeder. So we'll open this up, open up the bleeder, and immediately you hear it start to pull through this system. Okay, and you can see fluid coming through the hose, and up it'll start filling that bottle full of old fluid. What we're doing here is we're pulling the old fluid through this reservoir and pulling it through the front brake lines and out that bottle. Now you'll see this bottle slowly start to bubble and burp. That means it's taking fluid back into there. So you don't have to worry about filling this manually. These are really nice. You don't have to take your bottle and keep coming up here and filling it, worrying about if it's full or not. So we're gonna let that go here. We'll fill up this both sides. See how it's coming through here. Pretty dirty, nice and old and green. And we want it, the main thing is to get new fluid through there. The reason we do this is as time goes by, brake components wear, throws debris into these systems, and it gets dirty, and it doesn't lubricate your components as well. Doing this frequently can definitely decrease your failure rate on your calipers, your hoses, things like that. So we recommend doing it really every brake job. I would do it. If not sooner, every 50,000 miles wouldn't be a bad idea. It's a service that's, what I have here isn't as fancy as like a BG machine. That you put air in. It does the exact same thing. It usually just goes through the reservoir, put a cap on there, an air hose, and it pushes pressure into the reservoir, and then you open up your bleeders. You don't have to go one by one with this tool, I guess. But for me, this works out well. We did brakes, just do front pads on this vehicle, and I just decided to do a brake flush for them as well. So pretty simple process, about halfway full. And we'll let it go until it fills, and then we'll go do the other side. So pretty simple how to do a brake flush.